Hi friends, how's it going? My name is Joy and this is Next Joy. Today's pick a card reading is on past lives and past life healing. So we have 4 piles for you today. We have pile 1 with this celestial quartz. We have pile 2 with this pink calcite. We have pile 3 with this green aventurine. And we have pile 4 with this pyrite. You can stop the video here to meditate on your pile. If not, I do want to just go over the reading a little bit. I will probably go over each pile, but just so it's in the intro. So with all planets direct until April, I wanted to make a video to close a chapter. This reading deals with past lives, whether that be from this lifetime or another. And we ask a few questions. So I'll get that. I'll do more of that in the video. So I'll meet you at your pile, and I'll see you there. Bye. Hi pile 1s, if you've chosen this celestial quartz, then this is your reading. So a breakdown of this reading today is that we are going to do your energy check-in with these 2 cards, and then we're going to look over your past life and what needs to be processed, and go a little bit deeper into your past life story and why it needs to be processed at this time, and then the practical steps to process now in the present, and some emotional support that you can have. We're gonna get a lot of the past life stuff from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle card guidebook. So let's start with your energy check-in. And you have you have the 4 of Swords in reverse, as well as the 3 of Wands in reverse. So it feels like you're having a hard time moving forward with something right now. It feels like you are leaving something behind, but it's not necessarily something that you want to leave behind, and it is hard for you to look forward into the present and into the future in regards to how you're going to be planning out your life. So this reading is definitely for you. It feels like you are in a very survival mode right now in the root chakra energy, and it feels like you kind of don't want that foundation to fall. You don't want to move into this next step because of all you've created, and there's just this energy of fear when it comes to moving forward into the future. It feels like it is an aspect of the unknown for you. It feels like with this black sash and yellow dots, it kind of just looks like the universal stars to me. So it just kind of signals to me like there's an expansiveness that you're going through. That paired with the mountains in the back, which signal potential for new spiritual growth, it really makes me feel like you are on the precipice of having something change in your life, and it's causing this unknown aspect is causing a lot of fear. But I'm being drawn to the leaves on these, and it feels like you are comfortable with having like a couple of leaves on your sticks, but like you have to know that there's more coming for you. That you'll be taking everything you need that you love, especially because I'm being drawn to all the swords in this Six of Swords. Oh my god, did I say Four of Swords first? I did say Four of Swords. That's my bad. But yeah, in the Six of Swords, you're taking all the swords needed. Because I said Four of Swords, I'm going to be including that in the interpretation because, you know, they're just happy accidents, and those happy accidents end up making the reading. Alright, so I saw 555 on the clock. So it feels like you are going through this change, and this there might be an inner conflict that you are facing. Because I said the Four of Swords usually connotes like some guy in prayer, and like he's full length upon his tomb. So it's usually some guy like lying down on a bed like in prayer, and that's usually significant of a time of rest and recuperation from something that's been quite a hardship. But with these two cards in reverse, with the Six of Swords and the Three of Wands in reverse, it is just a signifier of good things to come as well. It feels like you are moving on to better things, and there's the end of troubles coming your way with this Three of Wands in reverse. It's an end to adversity, disappointment, and toil. So yeah, it feels like you're moving out of a hardship right now, and there might be fear in terms of like you getting to a place of peace because you've known so much this place of hardship, because you've been in survival mode so much. It feels like you might be a little worried about the future and what that will bring to you, because you don't want it to bring even more disappointment. But with these two cards here in reverse, it signifies the fact that you are moving on to better things, bigger and better things. Yeah, and that disappointment in your life, that hardship, the toils that you have, it's going to be ending. So that is your energy check-in regards to how you feel right now, just to give you like a confirmation if this is your pile or not. But yeah, we're gonna step into the rest of your reading. And we're gonna start with your past life. So we're gonna identify the past life that needs to be processed at this time. So the identity you had. Oh wow. You have the High Priestess. So this is you in the past life. You were this High Priestess. You were someone who was very important in regards to counsel, in regards to advice, in regards to being able to help people with their daily life. You had the ability to harness mystical powers and connect with the divine, and you were able to convey messages to the public. So this feels like my spiritual babies who are already tarot readers, who are already oracle readers, who already are earth angels. You might own a cat. This is not gonna be for everyone, but like you might own a black cat or multiple black cats. And that's because in your past life, these were the same spirit animals there to protect you and help you on your journey to being this knowledgeable and wise and very generously giving kind of person. Because it feels like you weren't really generous in terms of material, but you were definitely generous in terms of the communication you brought and the directions that helped others unfold their own journeys. Yeah, it feels like you're someone who is very important in wielding this kind of stability in people's lives. We're gonna look at the gifts that you have then, that you have now. All right. What gifts did my pile? Okay. You have, I want to harmonize with what I believe is good. As well as I am developing the skill to direct my thoughts. So it feels like you were very connected with the divine. You were very connected psychically with others and the divine, and it feels like you could go through this world very smoothly. It feels like you had very vast knowledge of the occult or of astrology, and you use that to harmonize and bring goodness to people's lives. You use that to really touch upon their heart space and give them this sense of mirroring, the sense of understanding, the sense of communication in order for them to move forward. You are someone who is able to psychically understand and read people really well. And it was a very powerful place that you had, and that's what is carried over until this lifetime. So in this lifetime, you are also someone who has that type of divine connection. You're also someone who can really help orient people to where they need to go, as we were saying earlier with this high priestess. But it feels like you had a public kind of relationship where you used your gifts and your talents to help others. Those that were not able to see what was in front of them, you were able to guide them through what steps they needed to take next in order to be aligned with their divine and what was good for them. You yourself were already so aligned and so in tune with the divine that you had this outpouring, this huge outpouring of love that you could give to the rest of humanity. And you developed your psychic skills very intensely. So in this lifetime now, you still carry that sense of being able to have very highly developed psychic skills. You're probably someone who's very empathic. You're probably someone who really can read emotions and read people. You know how they're feeling. You know, sometimes you even know what they're gonna say next. Like you're the type of person who could probably, this is not going to be for everyone, but could probably like sense someone calling you before they pick up. You have that kind of like witchy vibes in the sense of you're so connected with nature and the environment around you and with people around you, especially people around you, that you can just really be in tune with their energy and just kind of be that catalyst for them to connect back to the divine. You were that kind of source that connected people back into the divine. And it feels like that is the same kind of energy you bring to this lifetime as well. at the greatest challenge that you had then and that you are dealing with now. What greatest challenges? Oh wow, we're doing a past life reading and we have unhooking the past. There's nothing to regret when I learned from my past. You have embodying the soul. I have a right to be excited. And you have cultivate courage. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. And it was in reversed. So in regards to what challenges you faced then that you're facing now, it feels like it's quite deep. It goes throughout multiple lives of your past, and it feels like you're incorporating multiple aspects of your soul in from that lifetime and this lifetime, and being able to step into that higher self without the ego being present. It feels like you might have been in such a position of power where it was hard to kind of delineate. I'm not sure if that's a word, but like it was hard for you to step out of that kind of sense of authority, and like you held your head so high so much times that it was hard for you to distinguish between what was you and what was from a different lifetime. And like I feel like in the last lifetime, which carried over to this lifetime, you might have been dealing with imposter syndrome and the need to kind of have that external validation from others, and kind of going into this authoritarian sense of embodying your soul, embodying and understanding your soul regardless of what people thought. It feels like you had a lot of ties, especially with unhooking the past. There's nothing to regret when I learned from my past. It feels like the challenges that you had were kind of processing that regret, really processing that mistake, because it feels like with your head held high, it felt like you had a standard for yourself and you had a really hard time placing yourself in a position where you made a mistake. It feels like you had a hard time, like kind of like a perfectionist deal, you know. You might be a Virgo. Yeah, I understand that feeling. And I understand the need to be validated by external forces, but just know that that is the other end of the narcissism spectrum. And again, narcissism isn't good or bad. It is a word in which we can understand aspects of ourselves and how to get to a healthy form of being with ourselves. And it feels like you were a very lovely giver, and you were very, very open and honest with the public, but that same open honesty with yourself was something that was hard for you to do. It felt like you needed to have that kind of external validation from others to be like, yeah, like that kind of respect from others as well. It felt like and now feels like that is something that you really wanted to have. And again, it is not your fault, because we live And your past life was probably, because it's in Egypt too, your past life was very much one who had to deal with patriarchal bullshit. Same with this lifetime. We're moving out of a stage of the patriarchy, and a lot of people understand and are waking up to the fact that how it damages so many lives. But it feels like you wanted to feel that respect because of the societal quote unquote norms that made it hard for you to kind of navigate the world. The implications of being a woman or being female presenting or having more of this feminine energy, of receptivity, of knowledge, of wisdom. It was really something you had to fight hard for in regards of earning the respect of people around you. And so in this lifetime, it might be the same thing in the ways in which you being yourself never really felt like enough. So you had to get that external validation. And again, that's not your fault. That is a lot of things probably riding on you, and you're doing the best with what you got. Just know that there is so much potential for you to grow in this lifetime, to really have that self-care so that you can self-validate, and so that you can, because it doesn't feel like it was too far off in the self-validation spectrum of narcissism. It feels like you were teetering onto being a very healthy and balanced person who loves themselves and is still within the narcissism spectrum, but it's in the like space of a healthy narcissism, because everyone needs narcissism in order to love themselves, right? But people, there's two sides of the spectrum. There's the grandiose side, where it's like people love themselves too much, and it then makes it a problem because they are too stubborn to listen to anybody, or they don't love themselves enough, and because of that they need other people to externally validate their existence. And yeah, it feels like you're very close to being in that healthy space. Excuse me, confirmation. You're very close into being in that healthy space of being someone who has that healthy sense of self, and you have that healthy sense of who you are, and you're not too much into either spectrum, you know. You like recognize your abilities and how you can move forward with that, but you're still someone who recognizes the potential you have for growth. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna move on to what karma needs undoing. Okay. What karma needs undoing? We have appreciation and gratitude are different vibrational states. When you feel gratitude, often you are looking at a difficulty that you have overcome, but there's still some of that struggle vibration present. The state of appreciation is seeing whatever you are looking at through the eyes of Source. You could walk down a crowded street with all kinds of things that are that a lot of other people would often reason to criticize or worry about, and you would not have access to them because your vibration of appreciation is picking out for you things of a different vibrational nature. Yeah, we talk a lot about gratitude in the spiritual space, and I often, this is a great reflection for me as well, but I often really say that I'm grateful for people when it should be moving into a space of appreciation. So what karma you're kind of undoing right now is shifting from that struggle, from that worry, from that vibration of difficulty, of overcoming a difficulty. It feels like, other than telling the story that you have been, so much so in regards to, oh, I struggled so hard to get here, and now, like, how am I gonna, like, have the same respect if I don't struggle? Or, like, kind of like the notion of working hard and meritocracy, of like that notion of you need to do this many hours in order to, like, be appreciated by other people, or to be respected by other people, and that's not the case. So sometimes you might tell yourself, oh, I'm grateful to have this, and I'm grateful to be here, or like, I'm grateful to have this job, I'm grateful to have these people in my life, but you recognize that there was a struggle that you had in order to get it. Like, you might have had to put in a lot of work and effort in order for you to attain those accolades. And it feels like now the karma that needs to be undone is that shift from being like, oh, I needed to work this hard to get here, and just recognizing, oh, I am worthy of this thing, and that is why I appreciate it here. I am worthy of this promotion, so I appreciate the fact that my work was recognized without me having to really push and overexert myself to get here. I am so appreciative of the relationships I have because they recognize my worth because of who I am, not what I do for them. Okay. So the karma that needs to be undoing is also, I will pray success wherever I see it. And it came in reverse. And there is no shortage of money or time. So the karma that needs to be undone is this existential notion of being in the present, of recognizing your time. When it does pass, it will pass, but as of now, you are in the present, and there is an abundance flowing through you, within you, all around you. And it feels like the karma that you're undoing is you're giving this praise and success that you sought out from others. You are now giving that back into yourself, and you are pouring that love back into yourself. Okay. So to continue forward on that self-love, self-care journey of giving back to yourself so you don't need that external validation. What practical steps can my pile ones do at this time? Ooh, you plan a vacation. So yeah, interesting. What practical steps can my... That's so funny. You have write a gratitude list. It's in reverse, so. And you also have chanting. All right. What practical steps can my pile ones? Okay, they don't want to do these cards yet. So right now, the practical steps that you do are taking off in any adventures that you want to be going forth. It is 1 o'clock exactly right now when I'm filming this. So seeing that means that any new beginnings that you have wanted to do or wanted to set in motion, being able to write that out and really like sit with that, plan that, organize that. And it feels like, other than writing gratitude lists and it's so funny that this one comes up. Other than like writing gratitude lists, it feels like you'll be speaking it into existence. It feels like you'll be co-creating with the universe and talking to the right people in order to make your dreams come into reality. It feels like the practical steps that you're doing in order to move forward, in order to make that change that you seek from your past, is really giving yourself that self-love, really listening to music that really amps up how you feel about yourself, really taking the steps necessary and speaking into existence the person that you know you are and are here to be. It feels like you are taking off and you are really honing in on your intuition and yourself, really, and stepping back into this high priestess energy, but with the added benefit of recognizing your own worth, of recognizing how amazing you are without the need for validation, without the need for other people. It feels like you're someone who is going to, of course, like, we live with people and it's nice to get like feedback, but it's not like you're going to need another person to tell you like where you are in your journey, where you are in your workforce. You know, you're not gonna need to have someone in your job constantly telling you, oh, you're doing a great job, keep it up. You're not going to be needing comments on your social media or likes on your social media to feel like you're worthy of being in the public. You're going to come from the sense of, you are this high priestess. Whatever you say is what's needed at that time, and you will just continue to create and express yourself and really be in the energy of, this is me, this is who I am, take it or leave it. And you'll no longer have to like be in an energy of, oh, I need to struggle to get there, oh, I need to do all these things in order to feel loved, oh, I need to do X, Y, and Z so that I'm like appreciated in the community. No, you're just gonna need to be yourself, and that's it. point blank period. That is all you're going to be needing to do in regards to processing the energy and having these practical steps in order for you to really come into your own and really be that healthy version of you. Last two cards. Basically of what energy you're stepping into right now. What energy is my pile one stepping into? What energy? Oh. Okay. Oh, wow, okay. So you have the Five of Cups, and then you have the Ace of Wands, and then the Four of Swords. So it feels like the energy that you're stepping into is one where you'll be looking at the mistakes you've made, but that will only be like a bridge for you to move forward. So you'll look at the past mistakes that you have done in the past. You will be looking at like these cups, because in the Five of Cups, this guy's really upset, or this girl is really upset over, or this non-binary pal is really upset over the cups that have fallen. It feels like you will look at the things that you've regretted from your past and use that in order for you to make decisions about the future. You will use that as the bridge, and other than wallowing in it, other than feeling bad about yourself and feeling you're not worthy to move forward in the future, you will be using those mistakes and you will be correcting them. It's kind of like when you like do like a test and there are like some questions you got wrong. You're gonna look at those questions and you're gonna like cement in yourself, oh, why did I get that wrong? Oh, how can I remember that for next time? And that's what's gonna happen, and that's gonna catapult you into this new stability of this new beginning. It's gonna really give you that forward momentum for growth. And because of that, you'll be able to step into a place of this glorious kind of celebration. With the Four of Wands here, it feels like you're going to be in this new type of energy of really celebrating the mistakes you made and celebrating because you see how in the Five of Cups there's this bridge, and in the Four of Wands that same bridge comes up. It feels like you'll be crossing over that bridge from this sadness, from this like upset nature, into one where you're using it to kind of bridge you over to a celebration. You're using it to fuel yourself into being better, into being someone that you yourself are proud of, that you don't need external validation to really get in order for you to feel worthy. You're going to be stepping over into this bridge of, oh, these past mistakes of me not loving myself, of me not giving the time that I needed for myself, of things like of needing external validation. You're gonna look at that really hard, and you're gonna reflect into this new stage of, oh, here's the self-love that I'm going to give. Here's the new passionate energy and the willpower that I will create in order to grow. Because if you remember, we were looking at the wand that didn't have that much growth, and in this Ace of Wands there's just so much growth that there are things falling away. So the things, like, it's like an overpouring of this new growth energy. And with the grapes and the vines, it really feels like it's something that's gonna be fruitful for you. It's gonna be this huge celebration of self-love and self-mastery, and of being like, yes, I deserve that. Yes, and yes, I am that person. Yes, and it won't be too egoic in the sense of you going like you'll still be very humble and very self-reflective and really like understanding of who you are and the growth that you can still have, but it's gonna be from a place of appreciation for yourself. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna end it there because that is the message that I wanted to end it there for you. I don't really even feel like I need to do a therapet pull because it feels like this is something, the emotional support is something you'll be giving to yourself. Okay, maybe I'll do one just for funsies because I love these cards. See, you have I am a work in progress, and that is okay. Oh, yeah, we love that for you. Oh my God, that's exactly the card needed for you. Just love how Source Divine is like that. But yeah, just you will be in the space where you're going to like recognize everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days, you know? What I'm talking about, everybody gets that way. Yeah, if you're a Hannah Montana watcher, then that one's for you. But that is where you're gonna come to. That's the kind of self-love you're gonna give to yourself. You're gonna recognize that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to have bad days. Everybody gets that way, and you're not gonna put yourself in such turmoil because you've done that. You're gonna give yourself love and compassion, and you're gonna pour into yourself, being like, that's okay, next time we're gonna kill it. That's okay, let me work on this now. That's okay, now I have some things to really move forward with and some things to really like reflect upon. And it will be a celebration for you because you recognize that is the self-love and self-mastery point. And you're gonna be able to maintain that. Yeah, okay. So this is a long reading, but you know, if you're still here, that's amazing. It's literally 1:11, so new beginnings are fully coming towards you, my dear pile ones. I am wishing you the best with everything that you got going for you, and I'm so happy to hear that you're in this stage of self-love, self-care, self-mastery, and that you are being and becoming this very healthy version of your past, and you're moving forward in the present and taking those lessons from the past in order for you to be who you need to be in a healthy way. Yeah, okay. Love you lots. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like down below. Comment on it if it resonated, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're already a subscriber, hello, bundle of joy. Love, 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 love that you're back. And I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Hi, my pile twos. If you've chosen this pink calcite, then this is your reading. So we're gonna do an energy check-in with this card to see if this is your reading or not, and then we're gonna go into the past lives reading of multiple questions. Yeah, we'll get into it. So you have the card of the Star. So as of right now, the energy that's presently within you is one of hope, of new beginnings, of being able to pour back into yourself and have the balance and harmony with the environment around you. It feels like you are just out of a very unknown phase in your life. This feels like the next step from pile one. So I don't know, you might have watched pile one, but it feels like this is the aftermath of pile one. You are in the stage of having that growth, of having that spiritual growth, and being able to balance the physical and emotional bodies within you, and being able to really have this sense of hope, of joy, of growth, of new beginnings. It feels like feels like you're at this stage of self-mastery already. You are someone who knows thyself and knows, and you are at like a healthy stage of narcissism, because in the last pile we talked about the two different sides of the spectrum you can be in regards of being an unhealthy narcissist. But there's also that healthy narcissism that everybody exudes and everyone exhibits. It, like, everyone moves upon that spectrum from time to time, depending on where they're at on their journey. And it feels like with you, you're someone who's in that healthy space of recognizing your self-worth and recognizing you can make mistakes and recognizing that you don't need other people to validate you, but you're still open for other people's feedback. That's how it feels. It feels like you're in a place where you can really give to yourself and give to others and put in those boundaries, but still be very compassionate, you know? So yeah, that's the energy you're in. And I saw 303 on the clock. So it means like you're someone who's very like mirroring in regards to people's heart spaces. You can really connect to people's hearts, and you have that knowledge within you to connect with others. So yeah, so that is your energy check-in. If that sounds like you, then this is your reading, and let's move forward. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna look at what past life needs to be processed and your past life story, but we're gonna be getting some questions from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle guidebook, and we're gonna look first at your identity of what energy did you have in a past life. So what was the identity of my pile twos in a past life? What was the identity of my piles twos in a past life that they're processing now? Divine Source, please connect me with pile twos. That's stubborn. You have arrow. You have surround yourself with protective energy. Yeah, because like when I was shuffling and I asked the question, what identity did you have in a past life? I heard like a no. So like someone or something is psychically trying to get at you from the past life. Oh my gosh, that's an interesting message. So the kind of identity that you have, it feels like you are actually exhibiting the same identity that you had in your past life, but it feels like the surround yourself with protective energy. I think that is a message for you now. It feels like the identity that you exhibited was very much tied in with who you are right now. And this is just another message of, because you are this rarity, because you have this sense of self-love and healthy sense of who you are, it feels like there's this need to protect yourself quite a bit and like surround yourself with different energies. Like it's not like one barrier is enough. It feels like there's multiple barriers that you need to have in order for you to even in this card, there's barriers like surrounding the star, and it feels like that's what is needed from you at this time. That's like that your past life wants you to kind of exhibit and know that you still have, is that energy and ability to surround yourself with protective, I was gonna say spiritual beings, so your protective team, your protective guides, divine source, with your angels, you know, sending your demons to others so that they can protect you as well from other people's demonic energies, you know, like it feels like that's, yeah. And this one looks like a sad face. I'm not gonna lie. I saw a sad face there. So it feels like there are people, this might make you a bit sad. And I'm so sorry if it does. But it feels like people's depressive energies could also be attacking you because you are someone who is strong enough to deal with it. It doesn't mean that you should deal with it, by the way. And me seeing 121 on the clock means that you're like a mirroring energy for people. Like, you know how to be yourself and have others be themselves and still hold that unity and balance between you and that other person. So it feels like people's unresolved and unhealed energies, they might attack you at times. And with the identity of your past life, it feels like that happened quite often. It feels like you had to continuously surround yourself with this protective energy, and it's something that really wants to like come into play now. And which is interesting because my next question was going to be, what gift did you have then that you have now, which is being able to protect yourself. That's how it feels. It feels like you were able to protect yourself from a past life, in the past life, and maybe from a past life. Oh my gosh. It might have been that you're protecting yourself now from the energies that were present then. This could be like in the present day. This could be like exes stalking you, whether that be ex-romantic partners, ex-friends, family members you cut off. It feels like you're in this stage of protecting yourself by blocking them, like literally blocking them on social media, having your caller ID be something that's like protected against excuse me. And it feels like you don't lend your gift to those people because they have been people who have taken advantage of it. So you're surrounding yourself with more protective energy. So you're only allowing certain people or animals around you at this time. It feels like you're someone who likes the company of animals more as well because of your huge heart. And because you know that a lot of people are in unhealed stages and you don't want that messing with your energy. Because I was very drawn to this bird on the star card, and it felt like there's just like this companion, this animal companion that's with you at this time to help protect you as well. And I just saw like 10 minutes exact and then 10:01 on the clock. So it means that like 10 minutes exact, having that 1000 means that you're in this new beginning phase. You're in this like very like kind of the Fool energy in the tarot, very open to the divine connection that you have and the divine protection that you have as well. Alright. I kind of want to get a couple of more gifts that you had. Okay. We're gonna get a couple more gifts that you had from your past life. Ooh. Alright, so from your past life, you were able to create a bunch of art. And this is gifts that are currently still present with you, by the way. So if you find that you have an easy time creating art, then this is confirmation of this is from your past life. And same with make an altar. So your divine connection, especially in being able to have that space. And I'm also like seeing like interior design or feng shui. It feels like you're someone who can create an environment around you that's very in line and in tune with your energy and who you are and your emotional needs especially. And it feels like from this past life, you still have the gifts of creating art and putting your emotions down on paper and really using that flow energy in order for you to be yourself, and using crystal energy too to help guide you. Same with candle work, and same with being able to identify flowers to help you really ground yourself and really be and sit in your own space. It feels like you have this deity energy that you just kind of exude. And yeah, it feels like you might work with the goddess Isis for that protection, or this might be a message for you, or confirmation message for you to work with the goddess Isis at this time. Okay. Let's go on to what your greatest challenges were then and maybe now. Okay. What were my group 2, pile 2 babies? What were the... Okay. You have... I can deliberately choose to feel better now. What were my pile 2's greatest challenges then and maybe now? You also have... I can give my attention to the positive aspects. Now you have, I can earn money by doing what I love to do, and that was in reverse. So when it comes to the challenges that you're facing then and now, it feels like you've conquered a lot. You've conquered a lot of challenges already. One being able to self-soothe and self-care and nurture yourself and pour back into yourself, like we were talking about earlier, as well as giving yourself the attention that you need in order to shift your mentality to something that's more positive. It feels like you have this sense of inner peace within you. And the challenge that you're really facing now is being able to be in a position where you're in a career that you love. It feels like the challenge that you have now is really kind of surrendering to the fact that you can earn money by doing what you love to do. And it feels like you definitely have hope for it. And you definitely are someone who's very motivated to continue on this path, but it feels like this challenge is something you're already aware of, and that you know is happening and that you're already overcoming. Especially when you have the cards, I can deliberately choose to feel better now, and I can give my attention to the positive aspects. It feels like you are in a space of such self-confidence and of such self-love that you are pouring back into yourself the necessary plans in order for you to attain the career that you really want, like to obtain the income that you really want as well. It feels like you're in a space of recognition of that you can do the things that you love. And it's just having the steps to get there. For example, I'm not telling you to quit your job if that means you're going to be in a financially burdensome position, but I am telling you that you probably can make arrangements so that you can either take time off, or if you do quit, that you have a fallback that you're really using. For example, you might be communicating to your immediate family or friends, being like, hey, this is what's going on with my workplace. I am not having a good time. This is making me miserable, and I want to start doing something that I love to do, which is this project. And it feels like that's then that is the kind of things that you need to be focusing on right now, it's not you as a more the planning and the structure that you need in order to get to where you want to be. Okay. We're gonna move forward with what karma needs to be undone. What karma needs to be undone for my pile twos? What karma needs to be undone for my pile twos? What karma needs to be undone? You have hearing inner guidance as well as exploring unity consciousness. Okay. You also have greeting wellness. Okay. So yeah, the karma that needs to be undone right now, it feels like you are, it's stuff that I've basically already said. It's like you already are listening to yourself, and you're already listening and accepting parts of you. So you're already hearing your inner guidance. And I think it's like being able to accept that. Like if you're hearing in this video, like, oh man, like I do really need to quit my job. Oh man, I really don't like being in this relationship. Oh man, I really hate how my friend treats me. Like if you're hearing things like that, if these things are coming to your head, this is just confirmation, and this is just like a material way for you to have that validation of, yeah, like your inner guidance is speaking to you. There is something you know that you need to do right now there's something that you need to release right now, whether that be like a job, a friend, a lover, a home even. You might be moving, who knows? Again, this is a general reading, so it's gonna resonate in different ways for different people. But whatever that inner guidance is right now for you it is true. It is something that is true. You are in a very healthy space in your life that you're operating on a love frequency. So the inner guidance that you're hearing is of love. Again, you're doing the protective work, and you have the ability to do that protective energy just to hone in on yourself and what you want regardless of others. It feels like you're protecting yourself from a lot of outside influences, and you're stepping back into space of yourself so that you can listen to what your needs and what you want to do. Because we are in a everything is indirect, like all planets are indirect right now. So this is the time for movement. This is the time to change. This is the time to move forward into that hope, into those dreams, into your desires that you've wanted to do. And it is out there for you. With exploring unity consciousness, this is a confirmation that the things that you want and the things that you desire are waiting out there for you. You just need to take those steps necessary in order for you to safely, comfortably, healthily move into a space that you can do it. Again, I'm not saying quit your day job if that is the only thing that is paying your bills and you have no one else to take care of you in the times you need. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying maybe work out a new schedule for yourself so that you can still pay your bills and then do the thing you love, Again, I never want to vouch for people being put in very precarious situations. I'm just vouching for safe ways in which you can be yourself and do what you love to do and still have that comfortability of income, because we do live on earth with within a capitalistic society in most places where money is needed to pay for our comforts and our necessities. So again, you can do what you love, but just do it in a way where you know it's possible, because it is out there for you. It is out there for you, waiting for it to happen. The universe is just waiting for you to take the necessary steps in order for you to jump into this kind of new chapter in your life. And a part of that is also greeting wellness. And it feels like you're doing that already. It feels like you're already taking care of yourself really well. And it feels like this greeting wellness is something like you're becoming accustomed to. So you've probably already taken new routines, new self-care habits that allow you to be in a space where you can be very hopeful, be very yourself, be very optimistic about the future. It feels like you are already doing those things, so keep at it. Keep at it. So the karma that really needs to be undone is like, oddly enough, you're already doing it with the practices that you have in place for your self-care. You are already doing what you need to be doing. The only karma that needs to be undone is really just cementing the fact that your inner guidance, your voice within, is telling you the next steps, and trusting that is the direction that you need to go in. All right, and we're just gonna get the last card of what energy are you stepping into as a result of this lesson. What energy is my pile twos stepping into as a result of this lesson? That's so funny, I was talking about this earlier. I have the 4 of Swords in reverse. My energy, thank you. And you have the 5 of Wands in reverse. Any other cards? Thank you. You also have Death. Ooh. We love that for you. And again, this is not that you're gonna die. No. This is not like anything bad happening. This just means radical transformation for you. It means that like the energy that you're stepping into is one where you radically transform yourself in your life. It is the ending that is necessary. The energy that you're stepping into is being able to end things that you know that you needed to end. It feels like with this 5 of Wands in reverse that you will stop having to fight with others in order to be heard. It feels like people are going to be a lot more understanding of you. And with the 4 of Swords in reverse as well, it feels like you're gonna have the energy to do everything that you need to do. It feels like you're going to, because this person's in like a prayer kind of energy, and it's usually a card of rest. Whenever I see this card, I usually think of rest. But it feels like you're gonna come out of that stage into a stage of having color back in your life, of having this new beginning back in your life, of kind of feeling like yourself again and having the energy to do what you love. I think that's one of the most important things, is that you'll be having the energy to do with what you love, because you're not going to be having to deal with a lot of conflict anymore. You're going to be in your own energy signature for where you can actually do all the things that you need to do in order for you to come into a place of radical transformation. It feels like a part of you is going to end things, and there are people who are not going to want you to end those things, and they're going to beg and plead for you to like not do what you're doing, but you're going to continue on and have the confidence to make those moves and make the changes necessary so that the old version of you, the old self of you, the old aspects of you are gone, you know? It feels like whatever's holding you back right now, you're going to cut that away, and it's no longer going to be present in your life. So that's the energy that you're stepping into. Yeah. Okay, we're going to do one last card, one therapet card, because we love therapeps here. You have, with every challenge you meet, you gain experience. Every day you're leveling up. Yeah. That's how it feels. Because even if you do end up having to have kind of like people who are fighting with you or giving like who are like playing trickster energy on you, it feels like that's something you're gonna see through first off. Like right away you're gonna see through that, but then you're not gonna let it affect you, and you yourself are leveled up to the point where you have the experience to not let that affect you. Mm-hmm. And it feels like you're gonna be able to face challenges in a very well-mannered, very diplomatic, but very like you're gonna stick your ground. That's how it's gonna be. Like you're not gonna back down from what you love. You're gonna be very stubborn about the fact that this is what you want to do, this is what you need to do, and you're gonna do it no matter what. Point blank period. Okay. So those are the messages I have for you today in my pile 2s. I'm wishing you the best of luck with this new beginning that you have, with this radical transformation that you're doing, and with the new life you're about to step into, which is amazing because we love that for you. We love that so much. Yeah. So my next pick a card is actually going to be on what timeline am I shifting to. So I don't know if that's going to interest you, but anyways, if you like this video, please give it a like, comment down below, subscribe, and be a bundle of joy. And if you're already subscribed and you're already a bundle of joy, thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. Whether you are a returning viewer or if you're a new viewer, I'm hoping you have the best success on your journey, and I'm wishing you the best of luck on what's about to come. Yeah, I love you lots. Take care. Bye. Hi, my pile 3s. If you've chosen this green aventurine, then this is your pile. So we're first gonna do an energy check-in to see if this is your reading or not. And then we're gonna go through the past life reading. Yeah. So let's begin. For your card, you have the Page of Cups in reverse. comes to your energy right now, it feels like it might be a bit of an emotional time for you. It might be one where you are either attached to an outcome or you might be in a state of ungroundedness. Can I get more cards just to tap into my pile of threes? You have the 10 of... Oh. True. You have the Tower. And then the 10 of Cups in reverse. So right now, when it comes to your energy, you are going through quite the upheaval. Well, it's interesting that I picked up on it through the emotional states. Yeah. It feels like you might have been attached to an idea when it comes to like your happily ever after, especially with this 10 of Cups in reverse. It feels like there was this version of you who might, you might have just gone through like a breakup and you're kind of like in that in-between period right now. That's how it feels. Again, the Tower is a card notorious for upheavals, sudden endings, for divine intervention, for foundations falling, for for a lot of that stuff. And because this 10 of Cups is here in reverse alongside with the Page of Wands, it feels like there's been some sort of heartbreak when it comes to the home, when it comes to a romantic partner. And it's kind of left your energy feeling a little bit more like out of it, like a little bit more out of tune. You don't really feel like yourself anymore. Man. It feels like you're a part of your stability, a part of your home life changed quite a bit. They might have been living with you and they just moved out, and now you have to like get new furniture and you have to rearrange the place and you have to like kind of change up what is going on. It's interesting because the Green Aventurine is a protector of the heart. It provides a shield to block out those who wish to tap in, and it heals emotional pain, fear, and imbalance by dissolving blocks of the heart. And it balances the male and female energies. So it feels like that's what you're going through right now. It feels like right now a breakup has occurred. I feel like it's you that did the breaking up though. It feels like you're the one that was like the initiator in it. And they might have been living with you, so you had to like kick them out of the house, and now like you're in the state of protecting yourself and blocking out like their energy. But it's still really sad because like you probably envisioned quite a future with them. You probably thought of a home life with them, and things before whatever this tower moment happened were pretty good, but divine intervention came to play and they showed their true colors and which one way or the other, and they did something that, you know, like, you can't come back from, like, point blank period. It feels like they crumbled part of the foundation that you both held. Yeah. I was just watching one of my YouTubers and she was talking about that. She was talking about how she was going through a point in her phase where a point in her life where she was phasing out her ex, and that he did something to her that, like, they can never, like, come back from or recover. And my battery just died, so take that as like another message of, yeah, the ending is kaput. It's done. It's over. All right, let me just change my battery 1 sec. If this is you, again, this is an ending, and it does feel more romantic than anything else. It does feel more like a partnership than anything else. It could be a beloved friendship or a job that you were very passionate about that gave you a lot of stability. But yeah, take it as it resonates. But with a lot of the Cups cards, it feels like it was just something you were very emotionally invested in. That is what ended. So you're just kind of, and you're the one that initiated the ending when it comes to that. So that's how it feels. So if that's you and that is the current energy you're in, then this is your reading. So let's go through the past life stuff. Who you were, your identity. Who was the identity that oh, okay, thanks. You had mountains, stand your ground. Yeah. So you're someone who is very rooted within yourself and your beliefs and your morals. You're very stubborn. So this is something that's also crossed over to this lifetime. You still have remnants of the past life where you still are very stubborn to what you want. And it's a good thing, because you're someone who will hold your boundaries. You are someone who will stick up for what's right and what you believe in, and you're not going to waver from that, and no one's going to change that. So that's always you in a past life. Okay. Also, being drawn to these stars, it feels like you're someone with a lot of Aquarian energy. You're someone who's very humanitarian, who had a good morality when it comes to how to look out for other people in the world. And you were like this guiding light for other people as well. Because you stood your ground, you allowed other people to do the same. It's like, because people saw you so confident, so self-assured, they were able to kind of carry over that energy and get inspiration from you as well. It feels like you're still very protective of yourself, and it feels like you're someone who is like very in tune with what you need in life and what is good for you and what is meant for you. And that is the remnants of the past life coming over. All right, let's look at the traits you had. What gifts did you have then that you have now? What gifts did my pile 3s have in a past life that they have now? What gifts did... Oh, that's way too many. Maybe you just had a lot of gifts. You have... I want to harmonize with my desire. And if it was in reverse, so I'm taking it as you were someone who could harmonize with your desire. You're someone who created really well, because I'm being drawn to the 1 and 2, which makes 3, which is a creative number in numerology. So you're someone who really could co-create with the universe, and that's the gift that you currently possess as well. It's like you understand how to flow with things, and you're not gonna push or budge for that thing to happen. Like you know, like you're not gonna, like, if the universe is sending you signs that this is not meant to be, then you're not gonna, like, you're not gonna really try to go against that, because you know it's gonna be harder for you, and it's gonna put you in a more upsetting, if not dangerous, situation if you continued to go against what was meant for you. You also have, it is not my role to make others happy. And that is so true. Like, that is such a card. You seem very self-assured. You kind of seem like, if you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, the animated series, there's this character named Toph who is very self-assured. She is very grounded. She represents the earth element. And she's someone who is really in tune with her own sense of self. If you haven't seen that, it's also kind of like a Wednesday Addams energy, where it's like she's very in tune to who she is as a person, and she doesn't really care what other people think. They're doing them, she's doing herself. And you recognize that. It feels like you're someone who's very self-assured, very healthy. And it's not like you're not compassionate to others. I feel like you're very compassionate. It's just like you're not gonna bend over backwards to please others. Like, you're not a people pleaser. You're not a people pleaser. You're not gonna fold if someone wants you to be something else. You're not gonna change who you are to fit into someone else's narrative. That's not your job. It's not your role. You know, you're someone who gives that kind of energy of, you basically kind of stop narcissists on the grandiose spectrum. You stop them in their path, because they try to like come at you with some kind of like, oh, my way or the highway kind of deal, and you're just like, no, I'm on a completely different lane. I'm not even on the highway. I'm cruising on public streets. I'm cruising in the countryside. I'm cruising in a neighborhood right now. Like, I'm not even on a fucking highway, bro. Like, don't come at me, because I'm not even there. That's how you feel. Yeah, you kind of feel like the Empress as well. If the Empress and Emperor card were like mixed in, that's how you feel, because it feels like you don't take shit from anyone. You don't take anyone's like crap. You are you. And that's who you're gonna be. And if they don't like it, then they can go somewhere else. And like, you're very confident and you're very self-assured, and no one's gonna tear that self-love that you have already built for yourself down. You know, whoever this was, they probably crossed a boundary of yours, and you said no, that's not it, goodbye. And I'm so proud of you. It's so awesome to have like people like this come to my channel. I'm just very enthralled, and I absolutely love this for you, my dear. So you continue to carry that gift and trait of being someone who is very grounded, who is very self-assured, who has so much self-love, self-compassion, and who has worked on themselves to the point where other people's opinions don't really affect you. And we love that for you. You have this green aventurine spirit where you can protect your heart space really well. And it's not like you don't let people in, it's just that you're very acute to the different types of ways in which people move. And you don't take shit from others. So like, you can forgive, but you won't forget. And if they cross your boundaries, especially things that you've already told them, it's like goodbye. Like no more. And that's still the gifts you carry. All right. So let's look at the challenge. What was your greatest challenge then? And how is it affecting you now? What was one of the greatest challenges on my pile of number 3s? Then and now. What challenge did my pile of number 3s have to go through? Yeah, okay. So you have dispelling sadness in reverse. What challenge? You also have, these both came, uncovering confidence in reverse, and then anchoring the light in reverse. So it feels like when it comes to the challenges that you faced in your past life and that you're dealing with now, is being able to manage your emotions, especially those of sadness, of grief, of despair. It feels like you're already confident, you know? If you were uncovering the confidence, this would be upright, but you're already very confident, so that's why it's in reverse. It feels just kind of like sometimes maybe that confidence in yourself and that self-assurance kind of can go to a place where you harden yourself a little bit, and you harden yourself from the emotions that are kind of eating at you. It feels like sometimes you feel like you're above the emotions that are coming towards you, especially those that are sad, especially those that are of grief, especially those that make you feel like iffy and uncomfortable and just you don't want to cry, and like it feels like you're not one to like to show these emotions, especially. And it feels like you have a hard time seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, anchoring that light, anchoring that like knowledge of how to move past and process these feelings of sadness fully. So that's probably why you're on this pick a card. First off, thank you for doing the work for yourself. Give yourself a pound on the back, because again, it's not easy to come and hear all these things, you know, but there is a strength in vulnerability. And I need to tell you, like, Divine Source really wants to relay the message of that the strength that comes from vulnerability is being able to feel and process it, so you don't have to hold it in your body anymore. If you ever read The Body Keeps Score by Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, then you know that whatever you don't process, whatever you don't heal, whatever you kind of shun away, it's not like it leaves. It just gets stored in your body somewhere. That's where aches and pains come in. That's where diseases come in. That's where depression comes in. That's where lethargy comes in, you know? Like, it will physically show up in your body if you don't handle and take care of these emotions. If you don't deal with the pain, if you don't deal with the sadness, it will continue to fester, and it's going to harden you to a point of not being able to feel, of basically being numb. And that's not a point where you want to be in. Like, it's very tempting to, especially with the society that we have, to kind of stick to that kind of narrative. But if you're on this video, and if you're watching, and if you're still watching, there's a part of you that wants to be able to release it. so you can maintain this healthy sense of self, that you can kind of open up to the sensitivity and recognize that sensitivity is a superpower. Being able to sense things and being able to feel things is something that is just so healing for the body, for the soul, for the mind. You know, it feels like you're on this video to kind of recognize what you're feeling, how you're feeling, and how to process it. This is exactly why I started doing tarot, by the way. Like, I was someone who thought I was above emotions. I was someone who thought like, oh, gross, like sadness, like let's not deal with that. Let's go like smoke a bowl or something. And I was not someone who like processed my more negative emotions well. So I started doing pick a card. Like, I started watching pick a card videos and doing tarot because I wanted to really understand myself and live a long, happy life. So I don't want to keep the burdens of my past like holding me down. And that's how it feels like with you. It feels like this ending was something that has happened in your past. And I think you, like, the challenge of your past life was being able to get through the emotions and process them in a healthy way in order for you to kind of move forward. And I think this lifetime now is your opportunity to correct any mistakes, to correct any past actions that you didn't fulfill that lifetime. It feels like you are softening this lifetime. You are someone who is really getting into your emotions and taking care of your emotional well-being. Because if you look at holistic medicine practices, you'll see that if your emotional body isn't taken care of, it just trickles down to your mental and your physical body. Mentally, you're going to feel exhausted. You're going to feel like you can't get out of bed. You're going to feel like you're all over the place. You're going to be restless at the same time. It's going to make life a hell. Physically, it can show up as literal diseases or ailments, or it physically will keep you in bed and stuck there. Like, there's just so many things that can, it's like a domino effect, you know? There's so many things that can happen if you don't take care of your emotional body. And that's why this lifetime around, this is what you're changing. This is the challenge that you're confronting, and this is the thing that you're tackling head on, you know? Because you recognize, although that it's not your role to make others happy, it is your job to take care of yourself. That is something that you know. Okay. We're going to look at the karma that needs to be undone. What karma needs to be undone for my pile? Okay, thank you. You have, I can see my world through the eyes of Source, and that was in reverse. And my what is need not influence my what is becoming. All right, so the karma that needs to be undone right now is being able to be in touch with the divine. And if you're already on a pick a card, especially if you're on my channel, then you are already connected to the divine, and you already have that kind of, you're already undoing your karma just by listening to this video. Just by being here, being present, listening in, you are already undoing your karma. And it feels like the karma that you need to undo is staying in the present and not worrying about the future. Like, it feels like you kind of want to jump. You want to like kind of like spiritually bypass like this space of doing the work of healing, of processing your emotions, of crying, of, you know, journaling, of meditating, of taking the time to get to know yourself in regards to why are you feeling this way. It feels like the karma that you're undoing right now and that needs to be undone is really being in the present moment and sitting with those feelings. And I fucking know it's hard. It is fucking hard work to just kind of like sit there and be with yourself. Like, I'm still personally taking it day by day over some past wounds and past traumas that has happened to me, and I still go into the freeze survival instinct of doom scrolling sometimes. So like it's not an easy task that you have. It's very stressful, and just know that you're doing the best with what you can, and just to take it day by day and go easy on yourself. Like, you know, I think that's part of the softening too, is being able to like nurture yourself in a way in which you feel loved by who you are, and recognizing that you don't always have to be perfect. You don't always have to be the one holding it all together. It's okay to cry. It's okay to let loose your emotions, to let the floodgates in and like just have a good ass cry, or, you know, be able to just like process these emotions of depression, of feeling really, of recognizing like why do I feel exhausted? What about my life is exhausting me? Can I change that? If not, can I change my environment? Can I change the scenario? Can I do a reset on my life? That's how it feels. It feels like you are in a stage of doing that reset, and you're just kind of taking it day by day by day by day, and wondering, oh, when is this gonna end? When am I gonna just feel okay? You know? And in truth, in honesty, like, it is not just like one day you're gonna wake up and, oh, everything's fine and everything in the world's like hunky-dory, and like you're gonna just be elated and ecstatic, and you're gonna meditate, and you're gonna like fully feel like you're good. And like it's not like you're like, I'm gonna tell you the truth, you know. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and be like, oh yeah, here's this snake oil solution for me to give you so that you feel okay again. No, like, I'm gonna tell you that like it's okay to be in a healing process that's not linear. You know, you just can't always get better and better and better and better and better. That's not how it works. Some days you'll feel good, sometimes you'll feel bad, sometimes you'll feel meh. You know, there's just many ways in which your healing process will progress. But there is going to be a day where you recognize, hey, I'm not beating myself up over this thing that happened in the past. Hey, I'm actually able to talk to myself and think to myself loving thoughts. Hey, I'm like, if bad thoughts come into my head over this thing, I'm not gonna let it affect me that way. I'm gonna do and basically alchemize it by being like let's say, for example, you're like, oh, if you think in your head, and it's not something that you consciously do, sometimes they just kind of come up and you're aware of it, and you're like, oh, I'm ugly. And then like you're gonna notice one day when that comes into your head, you're gonna be like, so what? I still love myself even if I'm ugly. My beauty doesn't have to be all physical. I'm a beautiful soul. You know, and you're gonna be really stubborn in your self-love. You're gonna use this kind of energy of standing your ground to be there for yourself. You will stand your ground for your own self-love, for your own self-care, for your own self, period. So yeah, that is the messages I have for you. And we'll go into what energies are you stepping into as a result of these lessons. What energy is my pile 3s stepping into as a result of these lessons? You have the 10 of Wands in reverse. I have to ask, is it upright or is it in reverse? They're like, it's in reverse. So with this reversal, it's just not gonna feel that hard. It's not gonna feel as hard to do and live and be yourself. Oh, and you also have the Lovers. That is so much cute. Especially that oh, okay. We love that for you so much. So as a result of putting in the work, as a result of doing all your emotional healing, maybe you're going to therapy, maybe you're talking to your friend, maybe you're meditating every day, maybe you're walking every day, maybe you're finding a community to be in order for yourself to heal. Whatever you do in regards to how you want to emotionally process and emotionally, maybe you're doing yoga, whatever space you're in order for you to kind of get through the feelings of grief, of sadness, of despair, of depression, and getting into a space where you can see that there is so much love for you from yourself or from others, but seeing that you are someone who is connected to the divine and that the divine has got your back. And even in moments of struggle, of strife, of endings, it is not that the divine has abandoned you. I'm kind of hearing, my God, why have you forsaken me? When Jesus has to... I was born Catholic, and then I denounced my faith at one point, and now I'm still very natural. I'm still spiritual, but I'm not Catholic. But I've grown up with these teachings, so I know them kind of well. So I hope this doesn't trigger anyone if they're not in that space. But yeah. Anyways, so when it comes to you, it's like you're Jesus in the moment before his crucifixion. Before he gets crucified, he prays to God and he's like, my God, why have you forsaken me? And he feels like, oh my God, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to die for all these people who don't even like me? All these people who just think I'm a menace. Why am I doing this? And you see, even Jesus, even the fucking ascended master Jesus, he had his human moments of feeling like he was forsaken by the universe, feeling like he was betrayed by the universe for having to go through this really tough time in his life. And it feels like that's what's happening with you quite a bit. It feels like you are going through the stages of recognizing this grief, and you're kind of bitter about it. I'm not gonna lie. And that's totally normal. It's totally normal to have these feelings and to feel upset about it, to feel bitter, to feel rage, to feel sad and depressed over what's just happened. But by doing the work, by connecting to others, by connecting to yourself, especially just connecting back to your emotions and who you are, and how you process things and how you deal with things, it will make life so much easier, to the point where you'll come back into the lovers, into the state of having this divine protection that you feel. And it could be from a form of another person. But there's a lot of spiritual growth. You have the potential for a lot of spiritual growth right now. All right. So what can my pile threes do at the moment to process their emotions? What can my pile threes do in order for them to do the work? What can my pile threes do? Just some more concrete answers. That's so funny. You have build strength, and the thing is that you're already someone who's really strong. So this is an interesting card to come out. I think it's more like build emotional strength, build that intuitive knowledge, build that relationship with yourself. Yeah, because I'm being pulled to the moon and being pulled to crystals. So building strength when it comes to your emotional management is gonna be something that you need at this time to like get over what's going on from your past life that's crossed over now. You also ground yourself, and that's so weird, because again, you're such a grounding energy already. So I think this is about being grounded. Oh, actually it came out in reverse. So like, it feels like with ground yourself, it's more like connecting back to the divine. It's being able to be on that emotional plane, because you are already so grounded within yourself. It feels more like you are kind of connecting back to this sense of luck, to this sense of like, there is someone out there for me. Oh, the universe does have my back. Oh, through the trials and tribulations, I will grow into someone even more loving, even more humble, even more compassionate. That's how it feels, even more joyful, you know? There's a feeling that you stepped into this space of really looking at yourself. You're on this tarot reading because that's what my whole page is about, is being able to step into existential joy, not just stick into the existential crises moments, but really to go into those moments of existential joy, of being connected to the divine, of recognizing the past is what happened in order to make your present and your future much more richer, much more lively, much more authentic to who you are and who you are on a soul level especially. And your last one is beauty ritual. Oh, love that for you. We love that for you. So yeah, in terms of practical steps that you can do right now to process your emotions, even just doing some self-care things like doing your nails, or taking a nice long hot bath or shower, making a flower crown, doing your hair, like really taking care of your body. And that's a physical way you'll see yourself showing support to yourself. Like, a lot of people end up, especially when they're depressed, this was me too, so I've been here, they just end up like not doing anything. Like, I've done that. Like, I just did not want to get out of my bed or did not want to move. But one of the biggest things that really helps with depression is beauty rituals, is taking the time to give yourself that love, is taking the time to muster up that emotional strength to be like, okay, this has happened. I've been on this bed way too long. I've been doom scrolling for like the whole day now. I really need to take some time for myself, to love myself. to recognize how beautiful I am and the connection I do have with the divine, and like being okay with the ugly aspects of ourselves, with those things that we feel like aren't the best versions of ourselves, recognizing that we did the best of what we could. And even in those moments of feeling that shame and feeling that kind of emotion, it's just that tower moment. But it's not that I'm unlovable, it's that things just needed to change, and I needed to change, and it just reflected within my reality. And now here are some things that can help me change and be this new version of me that I've always wanted to be. So I can step in and love myself and have options and make choices and not have to deal with such a hard life. You know, it feels like you're someone who will be able to see the joy again, will be able to connect to the divine again. And, you know, this emotional healing stage that you're doing, this emotional management stage, is so important for you to step into the new version of you that you want to be. Because this is gone, this is past, this has happened, you know? Like whatever has happened in the past, you have to make peace with it. And it's a little bit of tough love right here, but I'm telling you this, you got to choose your hard. It is hard to stay and it is hard to move forward and get up from bed and do your self rituals and build your emotional strength and do your meditation and like connect with others. But it is harder to stay stuck in a place you know that's not meant for you. To stay stuck in emotions that no longer serve you. To stay stuck and stagnant and have that buildup of gunk, of emotional gunk, just stick by you, because there's a part of your soul that wants to change and wants to be reawakened and alive and, you know, get back to a space of love. And you have so much potential for that. And it's more than just potential. I know with your strength, you'll be able to pour that back into yourself. And I know that you will conquer any challenges that come your way, because you're that type of person. You're that bitch. You're that person, you know? And it's just up to you now to make those changes. I'm gonna get a couple of, I know this is a long reading, so if you're still here, thank you so much for being here. But I'm gonna get a couple of therapet emotional support cards just to end it off. And you have, it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to be scared. You will succeed in spite of these feelings. Oh, that is exactly what we were just talking about. Like word for word. And you also have, the truth is, you are far more capable than you feel. So those are the messages I have for you today, my dear. I hope this helped. I hope this gave you some peace, comfort, and emotional healing. I hope this gave you the emotional support you needed, and that my messages from the divine were compassionate enough for you to kind of accept what's happened and recognize that it's now up to you to move forward. And no one can do it but yourself. So continue to be you. Pour that strength of self-love, self-care back to you. And I am so excited for you to soften and become sensitive to your emotions. You just being here in this reading is already is already signals and synchronicities like that. It's enough for for you to recognize how much you really care about yourself and how much you are softening and how much you are feeling what you need to feel. So yeah, you're doing a great job, sweetie, and I'm wishing you the best of luck on whatever, on your new chapter, new phase. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna not feel as hard, and it's gonna feel like there's a lot of love and protection there for you. Connecting back to the divine. Yeah. So thank you so much. I also just saw 4800. So this is a whole new beginning for you. And I'm so excited for you. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a like, comment down below. I love reading your comments. And subscribe if you feel necessary, if you want to be a bundle of joy. And if you're already a returning subscriber, hello. Hi, love you lots. You are the best. You are a member of the bundle of joy, and you already have so much love within you. And if you want to become a member of a bundle of joy, just hit that subscribe button, you know. And if you're not, you still have so much love and so much care and so much amazing beautifulness as well. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you take care, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, my pal fours. If you've chosen this pyrite, also known as fool's gold, then this is your reading. Alright, so we're gonna do an energy check-in with this card to see where you're at and if this is your reading, and then we're gonna go into the rest of the past life stuff, and yeah, we'll see what we got. So you have the Two of Pentacles. Oh jeez, you have the Two of Pentacles right now. So it feels like you are wavering between two decisions. It feels like you're a bit stressed and you don't know which way to go. With the Two of Pentacles, it always means juggling two options. And that's kind of how it feels. And I feel like there's an emotional pull to one of them more than the other. Yeah. It feels like you're overthinking quite a lot too over which choice you should make right now. And it feels very unbalanced because one choice means that like you are doing what you love and it will be the more fruitful option, and that's the choice that you're kind of leaning towards. But the other choice is something that's familiar to you, and that is something that's foundationally like something you're more grounded in. It could be something that provides you with more, supposedly provides you with more material abundance, but like it just feels like one will provide you more with emotional support and stability as well, but that one's a little bit more risky. So but yeah, so that's why you're in the middle of these two decisions, and like you might have a headache right now because it's just a lot for you to deal with. So those are the energies that I'm picking up on when it comes to your energy check-in. So if that sounds like you, then this is your pile. Okay, so this is a past life reading that we're doing to heal right now, to heal the collective, to heal, yeah, because this is a very transitional phase in a lot of people's lives, because everything is direct and things need to move forward in order for them to be direct. So we're going to start off with the energies that you had in the past life, the identity that you had in your past life. So for my pal four, that was really fast. Okay. You have spring. You have see your seeds grow, as well as great teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. Interesting. Okay. Well, we're gonna put this like that. Okay. So in a past life, the identity that you had was this great teacher. It feels like it feels like you were someone who was always a student, in terms of you always loved to learn, you always loved to understand things and know things about the world more. But it also feels like you were a great teacher, from the sense of learning lessons quite profoundly and quite peacefully and quite humbly in this past life of yours. It feels like the identity that you had was someone who really cultivated not only yourself, but the people around you. And it feels like you had a very lively and why do I want to say fertile, but fertile existence, because of this bunny over here. Bunnies usually, like rabbits or bunnies, they usually signify fertility. So you might have been very how do I say this, sexually alluring to others. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I'm also getting the message of you might have been someone who, if you were, it feels like you were a male in your past life, and you had a lot of children with a lot of people. That is what I want to say. And that is the more tame and appropriate and professional way of saying it. So we're gonna say it like that. So yeah, you were someone who was quite gifted in the bedroom, and you had a lot of fertile energy. You kind of carried the seed of life, and it's interesting because in both of these cards they have the same symbolism. So yeah, it felt like you were someone who really kind of captured that nurturing aspect of life, and that you could do that with others. And you always tried to lead with love, to lead with peace, and to give others a new start, a new beginning, a fresh beginning, like a safety net. That's how you felt. Felt like you were someone who was like there to really help others. And guide them, especially. All right. What gifts did you have then that you have now? What gifts in my pile of voice? Okay. I want to be harmonized with what I believe is good, is your first gift. So you're very connected with the divine. And you were someone who taught divine messages to other people. Like, you harmonized relationships, and you connected people back into their heart space, back into their faith, especially. Apologies. You also have the subject of money is actually, or really, two subjects, and I was immediately drawn to the number 22. So you were someone who was very active when it comes to relationships, when it comes to partnerships, when it comes to blessings. This also may be indicative to two people you have to choose from right now, so that's interesting. But yeah, so you were someone who's financially well off, and you had a really easy time kind of providing for others. So that's also what happens now in this life. You are someone who it's very Libran energy. You're someone who's very social, or you might not be, you might not think of yourself that way, but it's like you have a really easy time connecting with other people, and you have a really easy time providing for other people as well. Yeah, it feels like you were someone who you just kind of knew how to play the game of providing. Yeah. And that is what you still have in this lifetime. That's the gift that you still have. What gifts? Thanks. Alright. You also have, I will pray success wherever I see it. So you're someone who was, again, you were very charming. You were very well liked within your community because you knew how to tell others that they're doing a great job. You knew how to praise others in their own successes, and you knew how to be there for others in that emotional support of giving them validation whenever they needed it. So that's the gifts that you had back in your past life that you still currently have. Alright, let's look at your greatest challenge. Greatest challenge of my pile 4's past life. Greatest challenge that my pile 4's in a past life face that they're currently facing. Thank you. Anchoring the light. It's interesting. The last pile had this too. And here's the same type of kind of imagery, the same type of H-shaped star. I don't want to say octahedron, but I'm not entirely sure, but it feels like you're, again, the challenge that you might have faced was being grounded within the divine connection that you know you had. You also have celebrating simplicity with reverse. So it feels like I'm more fulfilled when there is less to manage and maintain. But yeah, it feels like you had a lot going on for yourself. The light is always within me. And yeah, it might have felt like you sometimes depended on others to have that connection to the divine. Even though you were a great teacher and stuff, it felt like you were also someone who kind of had like codependent relationships within this past life, and those challenges might be present now. And it feels like you have multiple codependent relationships that you are trying to choose from, and it's just kind of like, it's kind of building up on you, and it's hard for you to like manage. What challenges did my pile 4's past life? You have opening my mind and was in reverse. I allow myself to see beyond my beliefs and ideas. So you were a bit stubborn. You were someone who was it's because you were this teacher. It felt like kind of like you might have been someone who was hard to take others' opinions seriously. And it was hard for you to like be open to other people in regards to how they did their work, especially with this fool's gold. It feels like you were someone who was like super abundant, but like because you gained that level of success, it was hard for you to see how like other people's ways of doing things, how like that would work for them. It felt like you kind of wanted to impose your beliefs or ideas onto other people. And these are some challenges that you might be having now. Like when it comes to your relationships especially, it feels like, and it's probably something you don't want to hear, and I'm so sorry, like if you don't want to hear this, like I understand if you want to click off the video, I totally do. But I'm here to tell the messages that divine source wants me to tell. I'm here to tell truth. I'm not here to like sugarcoat or like bullshit you. So the challenges that you did face were the fact that like you had a hard time kind of opening your mind up to other people's opinions, beliefs, how they viewed things, and you kind of always thought that you were right, and it was for a good reason, you know what I mean? You attained so much success that it was that like you just kind of felt like you know what you're talking about. So it's understandable, you know? It's just like it is something that you might be facing right now in this lifetime as well. All right, let's look at the karma that needs to be undone. What karma needs to be undone in regards to my pile 4s? Yeah, I can see my world through the eyes of source in reverse. What karma needs to be undone for my pile 4s? What karma needs to be undone? Okay, thank you. You also have the physical me is materialized spirit in reverse. And I can set my own standards for financial well-being. Oh my gosh. If we were just talking about that, then like, yeah, okay, this is just double confirmation. Perfect segue. So it felt like you were someone who wouldn't take anyone else's advice, especially when it came to financial well-being. And the karma that needs to be undone is for you to recognize that things come in divine timing, through divine source, through divine recognition. And it feels like right now you're going through a phase of karma being undone when it comes to you connecting back to spiritual practices. You recognizing that, yes, you did the work. Yes, you were the one who was materially there, but it was also through the guidance of the divine. It was also through divine intervention. It was also through divine protection and divine blessings that you were able to receive all of that you had. It feels like there's a part of you that is a little bit, you just have to kind of like look in the mirror a little bit and recognize this is going to be a hard reading for someone. This is going to be a hard reading for some people. I'm not going to even be surprised if someone like doesn't like this video or X's off or like, I don't know, like it feels like this is not an easy thing to kind of face, and I recognize that. And I recognize that you're doing the best with what you got. And you're really great at what you do. And you're very sweet and nurturing to other people. But there are still some aspects of yourself that kind of need to understand the connection that it has with the divine. And you're probably like, what do you mean? I'm on a tarot reading. I'm already connected to the divine. And that's so true. That is so true, that you're already connected to the divine. It is, you know, nail on the head right there. But the cards are telling me, point blank period, that like there's a bit of hyper independence And it's kind of teetering towards a bit of unhealthy narcissism. And again, narcissism is on a spectrum. Everyone's a narcissist at some point or another, but there is a healthy boundary of narcissism. And it feels like you might be veering off into a more grandiose stage where it's hard for you to accept other people's opinions and accept help, especially. So like, and you might be in a stage where like it feels like if it's not your way, then it's not happening kind of vibe. And that's just something that needs to just be called into your attention. And again, it's not my favorite message to bring because this is a very awkward message for me to bring. But I think it is necessary. This is also a check for myself, by the way. Like, I'm also someone who has to go through this and recognize that, like, even though like I'm channeling messages, that doesn't make me like the greatest person in the world. It doesn't make me like the spiritual guru, like, or like the spiritual shaman. Like, no, like I still need to check myself, you know? Like, I'm not like the greatest human being ever. And like, I'm only saying this to like help you understand that no one person will be able to fulfill the role of the divine. You know, we're all just having experiences, human experiences that are set up for us, and that we get to choose and that we get to live out. And part of it, your lesson, your journey, the karma that you're undoing especially, is being able to recognize that we're all a part of nature, that we're all weaved into this one blanket, and we need to start acting like it. And you need to start accepting and at least hearing out other people's opinions, at least hearing out the advice other people give you. I feel like that's going to really help you at this time, especially in regards to making the decision that you need to. It feels like there is some sound advice that other people around you are giving to you, but you're being a bit stubborn when it comes to really being like, no, I'm gonna figure it out. Like, in terms of accepting help, I know it's hard to accept help, especially in a hyper individualistic society, as the West kind of culturally brings to others and to our own psyches. I know that's a hard thing, but just recognize that it's okay to lean on other people for support. It's okay to lean on the divine for support. It is okay to ask for guidance from other people. You know, you are a teacher, but you're also a student, and you need to kind of remember that. You're always learning, you're always growing. And humans, everyone makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody gets that way. So, you know, like, it feels like you kind of have to get back into this position and understanding of a student mentality, of recognizing you are still learning, even though you have accomplished so much in your life. Like that, like you've accomplished so many great things. Like you are very talented at what you do. It's just also, there needs to be a talented aspect of you that can listen to others and can really take feedback in a professional, diplomatic, emotionally sound way. Yeah, feels like when it comes to your emotions, you might want to just kind of reflect upon that and how it comes out through your tone, how it comes out through your physical language, because other people might be getting the wrong message from you if you aren't conscious of the ways in which you're showing your emotions. So that's the karma that needs to be undone, that you are currently undoing right now. So even just by being on this reading, being and listening to all this, because this is not an easy message to listen to, just by doing this work, just know that you're already doing work and you are undoing your karma, you know? But what are other ways in which my pile fours can emotionally process this? You have soak in a bath, taking some you time, taking some time to just be present, no phone, no TV, no nothing, just you in a bath with your thoughts and your emotions and your self-care, you know? Maybe with some candles, some gems, your favorite scents of soap, you know? Just having that kind of renewal, that kind of cleanse that's necessary for you. What other things can my pile number fours do right now? Thank you. Got dance. Yeah, so moving your body, moving around, dancing, and just kind of releasing the tension that's built up. Being able to flow with the music is what I'm getting as well. Just to flow with the music of life, of literal music. What other things? If I can just have one more card, thank you. You also have read. So just reading. So maybe you don't want to take advice from people around you. That's fine. Another option that you have is to read from someone who you respect. Again, just to go back into that student mentality and recognize that you can learn more from others. I think that's what is needed from you at this time in order for you to undo the karma and for you to really make this decision that is needed at this time. Yeah. So again, just learning from others is going to be a real blessing for you. So what energy are you stepping in as a result of learning from this lesson? So once you do that, what energy will you step into? What energy will my pile for? Thank you. It fell in reverse, but I heard upright. So you will have temperance. Yeah, you'll just be someone who is very, very balanced, very serene, who will be very in tune with nature, who will have faced the kind of path needed for spiritual growth and be heavily protected, especially when it comes to the root chakra, when it comes to the survival aspects, when it comes to material abundance and things of that nature. It feels like you're going to be very in tune and very well tempered and very balanced with your emotions. You'll have this emotional control and stability, and you'll still have this grounding from the earth. It feels like it's just being able to merge the two aspects of your past life and really not have it waver too much, but really come back into a sense of wholeness. That is the energy you're stepping into. Other than being someone who's wishy-washy, someone who's a little bit indecisive, who's having a hard time controlling or managing things around them, it feels like you'll step into a place of being able to control, of being grounded, of, again, being able to transform and magically alchemize the emotions that you have for your own benefit. There's just this calmness and serenity that will come through you, and you'll be able to make decisions a lot more clearly. So that's the energy that you'll step into when it comes to doing the work. And like you've done a lot of work by doing this self-reflection, but even like continuing on in your own spare time of doing these practical steps of reading with regards to getting information from others and learning from others, letting your emotions out through physical movements like dance, and cleansing yourself like from baths, even showers, and taking those times of self-reflection. Those are going to be very pivotal for you to step into this energy of temperance, to step into this being of wholeness. All right, we're gonna two last support animals. You have, don't focus on success or failures, just focus on effort, focus on trying. But if you have any questions for me, if you have a couple of questions, my email's down below, and we can always set up something. Again, it's up to you. You don't have to. It is, it is what it is. That is just going to be for anyone who needs it. It's only if it resonates. You don't have to. Yeah. The voice that tells you that you aren't good enough apparently doesn't know you at all. You're amazing. And you are amazing. And that's something that I want you to remember, that that divine source wants you to remember, is that, like, I know this was a tougher reading in regards to what I had to say and the messages that came through, but just know that you are good enough to make these changes, and that you are good enough to come to a place of wholeness, and that you're amazing in whatever which way that you need to be, because you really are. And it's just having that healthy sense of yourself. I think that's just what you're coming back to. So yeah, those are the messages I have for you today. My pile number 4s. Keep doing you. Keep being the amazing person you are. And yeah, if you like this video, if you surprisingly like this video, give it a like. Comment down below if you feel like it. Hopefully it's just good comments. Yeah. If you have nothing nice to say, please don't say it. I'd rather not. I'm trying to keep this a safe space for everyone. And yeah, subscribe if you feel like it. Subscribe if you want to be a bundle of joy and join our little family here, or our little community here at this corner of the internet. So I hope you have a great rest of the day, night, or evening. Good luck on your practice, your journey on this self-care, self-love that you're doing for yourself. And hope to see you in the next one.